Hello and welcome to M3 Live. My name is Malcolm Travers. Male Media Mind is a grassroots organization dedicated to uplifting and unifying our community through dialogue, insight, creativity, and knowledge. And every Wednesday at 7 p.m., I invite a panel to help me break down issues that are usually around relationships, spirituality, personal development, or anything that is confusing or making me mad. It's always good to get a extra perspective on a lot of these. And so while we're discussing, please leave us your comments and questions in the Q&A, and we'll get to them as soon as we can. Let me introduce you to my co-host today. We got Swag from those TikTok streets, located in a bunker in Tijuana, 60 feet below the sea with a Christmas tree and a cat. The cat's nemesis.
Off camera. Right. He's lurking there. He's giving me the stare like, oh, are you talking about me? I'm like, yes, I am.
Yeah. The funny thing is I've had cats like most of my life, and yeah, they always got the tree. It was just a matter of time. It really was just, oh god. But anyway, until we stop getting trees. But okay, you win.
Right.
Yeah, you can check out the Swag Suite. It is in the feed right below this, wherever you happen to be watching. And yeah, it was an interesting conversation last night, as always. I still can't get that fucking Temu fine out of my head. I'm sorry. Because I actually have known someone to build one of those, and the lowest price I've ever seen one is around $500. They had it for $50. I'm like mind blown.
Right. Like, my question though is how long does it last before it just falls apart?
Plus, like, you kind of want to go top tier on something like that.
I don't think so.
But it would make a good gag gift.
If you're gonna get railed, you want to get railed by the best. So. You don't want to skimp on that.
This is true. But it's hilarious, and as always, enjoyed the evening. Tonight, I got a few topics on. I think a lot of times the topics that I choose are things that get me thinking, right? And sometimes I use these as jump off points for my topics for my podcast. So I get double uses out of them. You know, that came out yesterday. I also like patrons get a video on Monday. So some of these are from that. And some of them are like indicative of like some things I need to talk about in therapy. So, you know, like as I'm recording, I start going like Bugs Bunny on myself. Like I'm like, what am I talking about? Like, how personal do I want to get? Like, I don't know. Right. I don't have that problem when we have conversations for whatever reason. When we're doing like a group live stream, I can say the most personal shit. Right. But when it's just me talking into a microphone, it's difficult, man. I had to record one of those segments like 3-4 times in a row. It's just like, so we'll get to that one later, but I'm going to start with one that I actually brought up with Devon a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you this printout here so you can think about it. I want you to think about a few things. These are what they call the 9 toxic types. And I talked over this with Devon, and what I want you to think about are which of these gives you the most trouble in life, and which of these have you been accused of being? So let me play this.
So we've all heard you are who you hang around, right? So this part is called the 9 toxic types. Number 1 is the gossip. Gossipers derive pleasure from other people's misfortunes. It might be fun at first to discuss somebody else's personal or professional misfortune, but over time it gets tiring, makes you feel gross, and it hurts other people. Next is the victim. Victims are tough to identify because you initially empathize with their problems. However, as time passes, you begin to realize that their time of need is all the time. Victims actively push away any personal responsibility by making every speed bump they encounter into an uncrossable mountain. The arrogant people are a waste of your time because they see everything you do as a personal challenge. Arrogance is false confidence, and it always masks major insecurities. You can usually tell when you're hanging around self-absorbed people because you start to feel completely alone. This happens because as far as they're concerned, there's no point in having real connection with anyone else. You're merely a tool to build their self-esteem. The envious. To envious people, the grass is always greener somewhere else. Even when something great happens to envious people, they don't derive any satisfaction from it. That's because they measure their fortune against the world's when they should be deriving their satisfaction from within. Spending too much time around envious people is dangerous because they teach you to trivialize your own accomplishments. The manipulator. Manipulators suck time and energy out of your life under the facade of friendship. They can be tricky to deal with because they treat you like a friend. They know what you like, what makes you happy, what you think is funny. However, they use this information as part of a hidden agenda. Manipulators always want something from you, and if you look back on your relationships with them, it's all take with little or no giving. They'll do anything to win you over just so they can work you over. The Dementor. In J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, Dementors are evil creatures that suck people's souls out of their bodies, leaving them shells of humans. Whenever a Dementor enters the room, it goes dark, people get cold, and they begin to recall their worst memories. Rowling said that she based them on highly negative people, the kind of people who have the ability to walk into a room and instantly suck the life out of it. Dementors suck the life out of a room by imposing their negative energy and pessimism on everyone they encounter. The Temperamental. Some people have absolutely no control over their emotions. They lash out at you and project their feelings onto you, all the while thinking that you're the one causing the malaise. Temperamental people are tough to dump from your life because their lack of control over their emotions makes you feel bad for them. When push comes to shove, though, temperamental people will use you as their emotional toilet, and they should be avoided. Next is the Twisted. There are certain toxic people who have bad intentions, deriving deep satisfaction from pain and misery of others. They are out to hurt you. They make you feel bad or to get something from you. Otherwise, they have no interest in you. The only thing about this type is that you can spot their intentions quickly, which makes it much faster to get them out of your life. Judgmental is the last one. Judgmental people are quick to tell you exactly what is and what isn't cool. They have a way of taking the thing you're most passionate about and making you feel terrible about it. Instead of appreciating and learning from people who are different from them, judgmental people look down on others. Judgmental people stifle your desire to be passionate and expressive. Make sure that you don't confuse that with a person who is willing to correct you, right? Because it can feel like if you have a friend who calls you out on your BS or they're trying to correct you in some regard, if you don't want to receive that correction, it can be easy to dismiss that person as being judgmental. But there's definitely a difference between condemnation and judgment and righteous judgment. So make sure that you keep that in mind.
Yeah. So those were a quick summation of what she I think she was reading from a book, but she didn't really say what book it was, but the 9 toxic types. So here they are again. The gossip, the victim, the arrogant, the envious, the manipulator, the dementor, the temperamental, the twisted, and the judgmental. So hey, what's going on? Of course, these categories are not all inclusive. I can't hear you. But yeah, these are not all inclusive, and I think they bleed into one another. Obviously,
right.
I think there's a lot to be said about someone who is both, yeah. You can be a lot of these at the same time. So did not want to do the same. What's going on, Devon?
Hello.
Greg is working out his audio. I can hear you a little bit.
I know I had you turned down, so I had you turned down in case my phone.
Oh, okay. There's still like a. I don't know.
It sounds like I'm in a wind tunnel.
Yeah, there's a lot of room noise coming. But yeah, so we're Vaughn, we're actually revisiting that topic. I don't know if you remember, that was from a couple of weeks ago. About the 9 toxic types.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm asking Swag, which of these gives you the most trouble? And which of these have you ever been accused of being?
Hold on a second, because for some reason I can hear you on my phone.
I think you're logged in on.
Is that better?
Yes, I was.
Yeah,
okay. So which one gives me the most, or which one is?
Yeah,
I would say the envious, because I've run into people like that, and it's just. It's annoying. It's just annoying that they have to be jealous of you and try to knock you down a peg or two. Be happy of my successes. You don't have to knock me down a peg or two. I celebrate my friends, accomplishments and stuff.
Yeah.
And even if I don't like you, it's if you ain't got nothing to do with me, I'm not gonna sit there and try to, minimize your efforts and stuff like that. But I have run into those type of people who will take a swipe at you anytime you try to, even if you just say something great happened to me today. Oh, well, it's all about you. It's okay, what, I'm just sharing. Is that wrong of me? So I don't know.
Has it ever
But-
Put
caused
the
you
list back
to?
up. Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah.
Put the list back
Has
up.
it ever caused you to not want to celebrate your victories, like being around someone who's
I just don't want to be around those kind of people. Like
Okay, that's
honestly,
good.
like if
Now wait a minute.
somebody
The question, because
like
I came
that.
in late, is the question is what type have I been accused of being?
And which one gives you the most trouble? Yeah. So
Oh,
looking
God,
inward and outward, you
like
know.
5 of them. Like 5 of them, bro. Like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
like put the list back up for me.
Yeah.
So my first one that ain't on the list is big bearded niggas that steal your show on Mondays. That's the first.
Oh God.
Oh my
That
goodness.
sounds like somebody who's a little envious.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Salty.
Listen,
My blood pressure is up. I'm salty.
Oh God.
why?
It's just funny.
You know,
Oh my
listen. I
goodness.
mean, okay, so the manipulator and the judgment, all of that shit, like on
Yeah.
the whole list, like, you know,
Yeah.
I've been doing this a long time, and like I'm going through some shit right now with a former friend, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to tell them, and I hope you watch it, because I try to tell them, you don't want none of this smoke. You don't want none of this. If you got a person, you know where the bodies are hidden, you don't want none of the smoke. Like, stay away from it.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Just kind of, and I hope you watch it, boo boo. Because, like, you know, I'm just like, you know, and I'm going to send him a message tonight before I go to bed. Please stop contacting me about this particular issue that we have between us, because I'm going to make some calls in a minute, and then you ain't going to need to have to fend and prove, because the popo is coming. So, yeah. And you know, and people, I hate to be, so I was only joking with my villain bag like a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
but people like that from me. I think they just push and they push.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be old grandpa, you know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to steal Swag's cat on the low. You know.
He does seem very calming. I have to say, like,
You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to
Not
be calm.
still Splash Cat though.
yeah, no, like I could use T'Challa as a meditation object, just like
You do that. A cat would be good for you, because you know
yeah.
the cat.
We were just talking about that before the show started.
Yeah.
Yeah, a cat is low maintenance. You can
Yeah.
ignore the cat. The cat won't feel neglected.
Yeah, no, it's true though. Like I used to, well, you know, I've had cats most of my life, and I could see them just sit there and just be happy and content, doing nothing. Like, where I'm the type of person who's always got to be doing something. Like I'm super hyperactive in many ways.
Yeah. So
you know,
I don't know. I think the judgmental and the victim one, all that shit.
Yeah.
And just
They all kind of blend together. They morph.
Yeah, it's
I
all
think the one I get probably, I should say, I don't know if I get accused of it, but I'm afraid that I could be the temperamental person. Like by nature, like I am temperamental, and so I try not to, you know, hoist that upon other people.
I think you do a good job with not, except me. I think I'm the only person that is aware of that trait in you.
When I was younger, I definitely got accused of being judgmental, and maybe that was because I just had a mouth that didn't know how to stay closed.
Right.
You know, like I would just say whatever, and it was usually around things I thought I knew, you know, or things that I did know, but I didn't.
You will most definitely go off on me.
Yeah, I'd be like,
take it easy on other people.
I was like, that is just not true. None of that.
Greg, let them commit murder. It's okay. But like, I did the same thing, and you know.
No, just like for instance, you know, I remember someone who actually believed, you know, in witchcraft for real. You know, and you know, I would at the time I was playing, you know, card games like Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic, and you know, so I just went on for like 30 minutes, like, okay, so you really think there are some words I could say that if I had the right book that I could summon some of these creatures for real? Like you really do you think
some people get very, very suspicious of like any type of cards, like
Yeah,
it's attached to like witchcraft and like
no,
yeah.
I'm just
I
saying there's
can
a
imagine.
difference. There's a difference between like, well, I'm gonna say in this case, when I think like it's a bad influence that it can lead down a road that you know can get you into some dark and murky places, or even like in a bad mind space. But
Right.
at the end of that road, there are actual winged creatures with claws and teeth that kill. You know what I mean? Like
I do.
And so I would say something like that. And I remember this person just saying, like, "God damn, you're so judgmental." Like, no, I'm just really confused. I'm like, I don't know how anyone believes this shit. Like, I just don't.
Right. True.
So,
True.
But it was kind of judgy. And I just realized, like, if I had a thought that conflicts with someone else, but I was really genuinely wondering if he just saying that. You know what I mean?
You know, I can agree with that because I've been accused of the same thing. Like, for example, hold on, we need to. Like my mom, Greg's gonna get mad at me because I'm talking about the Queen. I had
Google it for you. Hold on 1 second.
Hold on, Greg. We need to mute you for a sec. Okay, so my mom has like these superstitions. Yeah. Like she literally believes that, like, I just remember one time I got my hair cut and I was gonna take the hair outside, and she said no, because if a bird makes a nest with your hair, you're gonna have a headache. And I'm like, Mom, that's not true. Yes, it is. My grandma told me that, and my grandma wouldn't lie to me and stuff like that. So, like, I just had to prove her wrong. So I went ahead and threw it out there anyway. And she just looked at me like she was so mad that I'm like challenging her. So I get that. It's just like, how do you believe that to be true? Like, come on now, you're a grown woman. You can't literally believe something like that to be true. But so I've been accused of that as well, of just being like, come on, y'all. It's we're not in the dark ages anymore. This is not real. This is not science.
And the thing is, it's like for me, those sorts of things are fine to have that conversation once. It's just like once it's been had, like just let it go. Like as long as you come to an understanding of like this is truly what you believe. Okay, I'm never gonna bring it up again. That's the thing I just tell to myself. Like I'm never gonna bring it up again.
Let's just not mention this ever.
Right.
But the thing is, I love mythology. I've been getting into all kinds of different mythology. There's a book on West African culture and what we adopted from those. So like and I've read some books with characters who follow those rituals and things, and it's fascinating. It's fun.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing. Obviously, that's one of the reasons why I played those games, because they, borrowed heavily from a lot of different mythologies. It was fun to just, read about it, and So anyway, what's another?
I've also been accused of being the gossip.
I can believe that.
I don't. But I'm not. But now I don't do it to like take people down or just be like, relish in like somebody's pain or whatever. Sometimes I just like, sometimes it's just like, you just like getting with your good Judies and just be like, child, let me tell you what I heard. It's just like having a good time. But I'm not wishing like ill will on anybody, or I'm not celebrating like, somebody's bad fortune or something like that. So, but child, I love the guys.
I'll put it like this. I almost, when I saw the list, was like, I don't even know if gossip should be on the list, except for the fact that some people do gossip intentionally to cause harm.
Yes, that's true.
Like they wanted to get back to them. They're trying to spread some things. I've even heard people using gossip as like strategic, to try to figure out who knows who, and they will spread, fake gossip to see if it gets to that person.
Right. And then they'll know like who the mole is.
Yeah, like that also leads into the manipulator, the one who wants to know all the connections. They want to know. They want to know who's snooping who and who hates who, and the history of everyone.
So basically, the addition of Mean Girls, but Mean Bears instead.
Yeah. So there's a lot of bleeding over into that. But no, I think gossip can be pro-social, honestly. Like it is one of the things that protects people from bad actors a lot of times because they're afraid
True.
of it getting back to other people they care about or to ruin their prospects in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So yeah, like if you know, I don't know, as long as it's, you know, for the most part accurate and, you know, has positive intentions of just informing your friends, or, you know, I don't know. But yeah, I could definitely see that. Okay, and then the other one, I guess, is the obvious one, is the manipulator, the one who, you know, for people who are friendly, who want to reciprocate, who do feel like, you know, if someone gives you something, or that you feel some indebted, you know, kindness to someone else,
Right.
people will use that against you for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I think I'll do it. If there's any questions, comments, I'll move on. I don't know if you
we have plenty of comments.
Okay.
We have quite a few comments.
Yes, Demon exists. Good evening. Good evening to you, sir. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Mr. Underwood's in the house. How you doing, Mr. Underwood? Glad to see you. Sammy, I'm used to being around arrogant manipulators and temperamental folks. I am definitely the judgmental type. Damn, Sammy, you are just firing on all cylinders.
Right.
Yeah, the arrogant. I run into those too. The funny thing is, arrogant people don't bother me that much. Honestly, they don't.
I can't say the same.
I'm just like, okay, you know, sure.
Mr. Taylor, I've been accused of being the victim, and I've run into lots of temperamental people. Bitch, who you yelling at? I know that's right.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I cannot take someone yelling at me for real.
No.
No.
He says, like any other religion.
Yeah.
Hey, some of the winged claw creatures are some of my good friends. All they want is some blood and a soul.
I mean, isn't that what most exes want anyway? Some blood.
Mr. Edward says, I believe the ritual are getting popular again. I don't know anything about witchcraft, but I do know the spiritual text says a life and death is on power of your tongue. So I do believe you.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, like, yeah, but it's not through the thing is, this is true. And the word does have power. But the power of the word is when you understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then it changes you in some way. But
Right.
like, you know, talking into the wind where there isn't anyone there, that's what I'm talking about, like entities that don't actually exist. Yeah, speaking, you know, most of the world is just brought to us by words that other people told us. Like, we don't know, we haven't experienced most of what we consider to be the world. And so, yeah, that's the power of the word. I mean, because it literally shapes your entire reality. And when people lie to you, like, lying is probably one of the worst, you know, sins. If you believe in sin, it's probably one of the worst things that you can do because it warps people's view of reality. So that's what they're talking about. But anyway, I don't know. Especially when you do it maliciously. But
yes.
But moving on, that's my interpretation. I'll put it that way.
Look, don't be bringing that witchcraft boogie over here. Sacrificing goats and carrying
Hocus pocus.
Wow.
Well, you know what? No, seriously, I got a friend of mine, and she was like, "This." I don't know. I think I told about this. She bought her tarot cards when I first moved to New York. She was like, "Let me give you a read and bless your house." No. I know actual religious professionals that could bless my house. Not you, ma'am. You got 3 baby daddies. You don't know where the next one coming from, no ma'am.
Not 3 baby daddies. Why you gonna assume people like that? No, stop that.
Well, go ahead, Mom. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
That's all.
Yeah, it's funny that I saw this one tarot deck that I might actually get. It was like a
don't start that.
Because I don't believe in it, but it's a tarot deck that has like
not the oogity book. It's not what it's called, Greg.
Well, it's a tarot
deck
that has
that. I had enough bad luck. I'm not doing that.
Well, it sort of just has every card has an explanation on it rather than.
I can't hear Malcolm. sir.
I was just saying that the tarot deck that I was considering getting was one that just had an explanation of every card on it, so that you could learn tarot. Yeah.
Don't they all say devil?
No.
All my understanding is that tarot is based in archetypes, right?
Okay.
Right.
And so, like, just like, I believe the zodiac is involved in it. There's also just like the archetypes of stories as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and basically everything that the magic of tarot is in your interpretation of these symbols, considering that all the symbols are just, references to, basic things that we have in our imagination that exist in the collective unconscious. You could say it like that. Like, I don't know if you remember the topic I had about dragons or whatever.
Yes.
That every society that we've come into contact with, even when they were separated by by time and space, had some idea of a dragon.
You know what's funny though? People always say they don't believe in myths and always jokes. I don't believe it, but it's funny. People are like, "Oh, I don't believe in witchcraft," but you'll talk about Geminis and Scorpios.
That's what I'm saying.
I had that same thought today at work. The way, because I just be in my downtime, I was just thinking about random stuff. I was like, "Wait, people don't believe in witchcraft and earth magic and all this other stuff, but they talk about zodiac. You could have a whole conversation about a whole zodiac sign, but all these other things."
Let me tell y'all where you won't talk about zodiac signs in the Catholic faith. You will not talk about, because they look at it as the same as idol worship.
It is basically the same. It is. But no, I was going to say, like, some of our symbols about royalty are also, universal. Like scepters and crowns and cups, chalices, and swords. Whatever.
I won't get a chalice though. If anybody out there for Christmas want to know, I want a pimp cup.
A pimp cup, not a chalice, but you want a pimp cup.
You already stole from me, sir. Don't you talk to me.
All right. Well, we'll move on to another topic that we actually did just this past Monday. This is the one I was telling you, Swag, that I had difficulty talking about on our podcast, just simply because.
Good afternoon. Thank you for choosing Krispy Kreme customer care. This is great.
What, Chris?
He's working.
Oh,
he's not kidding. So yeah, this is one that I had trouble talking about because I think it indicts me for judging myself for having emotional difficulties, And so when I was trying to talk about it, I had to record this like 5 or 6 times, but I did talk about it with Devon on Monday. And here we go again.
So listen to this if you're looking to expand your capacity. I'm going to give you 4 reasons why you struggle with those negative or bad emotions. And I put it in air quotes because they're not necessarily negative or bad, but let's just jump into it, right? So the first thing is you judge yourself for feeling these emotions. Thoughts like I should be grateful or I shouldn't feel this way, they create inner conflict. And instead of letting emotions flow, you're fighting them, making them heavier than what they need to be. Second reason is you struggle to accept life's realities. Knowing that pain, loss, and hardship are inevitable doesn't make accepting them any easier. Acceptance asks you to let go of control and stop resisting what's happening. It's uncomfortable because you and we want to fix things even when they can't be fixed. And then the third one is you equate pain with weakness. Sadness and grief often feel like personal failures. Thoughts like, why am I still upset? Or I should be over this by now, reflect a bias that sees pain as a lack of strength. But emotions aren't weakness. They're signals asking for your attention. And then finally, the fourth thing is you resist discomfort. Your instinct is to avoid what feels bad, but resistance only amplifies the emotion. And by you trying to push it away, you end up prolonging the pain. Emotions aren't meant to be fixed. They're meant to be felt.
Oh, she is so right. Oh, God.
It's indicting because I'm going to say whenever I have negative emotions, like I am trying to fix a problem rather than listening to what it is trying to show me.
Right.
And I would say like in certain scenarios, like I'm just literally making it worse. Like let's say, for instance, wanting to be, I'll give you one that's been a problem of mine for a long time.
Right.
Wanting to distance myself from family members, particularly like at funerals or weddings or things like that. It's just sometimes overwhelming because I think a lot of times there are these narratives that people have of me from when I was a kid that I am running from, like Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, like I don't want to even be near it, right? And so there's all this, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you know, you shouldn't treat your family like this, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I've internalized it. You know, not only am I avoiding uncomfortable feelings by not going to these things, but it's also guilt on top of that avoidance. So it's just like, would you like a double scoop of shit? Yes, here you go.
Not a double scoop though.
It is. And I'm doing most. That's the indicting part, is that I realize that most of that I'm doing to myself. Like I could, and I mean, I'm gonna definitely talk through this with my therapist and work through it myself. But yeah, that's just hit like a ton of bricks. The other thing is just because something you can internally, mentally, understand that bad things happen doesn't mean that you can emotionally accept them.
Right.
You know, just like, oh yeah, you know, everybody, you know, goes through this, and like, fuck everything. You know, you can still have the thought that you know, yeah, this is normal. Everyone goes through this, and also fuck humanity, burn it all to the ground.
Right. I mean, I often talk about that, especially when it comes to like grief, because I mean, and we've talked about it a million times on this show. Like when somebody is going through a loss, and it's like we instinctively want them to just immediately like just feel better. It's like, what can we do to like get you through this grief process like overnight and get you back to your happy self? And it's like, that is the worst thing you can do to somebody, because it's like you need to give them time to go through it. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's uncomfortable to be around somebody who is grieving the loss of somebody, but you have to let them go through that. And it's like, I just know, it's, you know, having lived through it, it's like, yeah, it's like people, and I know that they mean well when they do that, but like she said, feelings are meant to be felt. They're not meant to be fixed. I will get through this. I will be fine. I'm not the first person to have lost somebody. I won't be the last. I'll get through it, and then I'll be fine. But y'all got to give me time, and don't try to like sugarcoat things and try to make like, oh, well, we just want you. I'll be all right.
You know what? It reminds me of the episode of Will and Grace where Grace broke up with her. I think they were about to get married, or they did get married. I don't know which one it was, but she was about to get married. I think they broke up because I think he either cheated or something happened, and her friends came over and they were all trying to comfort her. And of course, Karen was, of course, the worst, because that's just Karen, but but in a good way though. But she was not the most.
Karen is gonna Karen, right?
Right, but I do remember them all like just being around her, and Will wanting her to feel better immediately, and everybody. And she told them, "Look, I'm not gonna get over this overnight. I appreciate the love, but y'all need to let me feel this. I am not gonna do this overnight. It's not gonna be fixed by tomorrow. There's nothing any of you can really do, except for just be here, hold my hand, and watch me cry and go through this. That's all you can do, is just be supportive. But other than that, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to be a process.
Yeah,
right.
I've
said a million times, Inside Out, that is like emotions 101. Like if you've not seen it, that is exactly what emotions are supposed to be like.
Yeah.
So check it out.
No, it is. It's good. And what's funny is that do you know that Inside Out was sort of loosely based off of this show Herman's head back in the day?
Yes, I remember Herman's head.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, I remember that show. That's okay. That's how old I am. I'm ancient. I remember Herman's head. Yeah,
they were the same characters too. Basically, Herman was the main character in the sitcom or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, inside his head, he had the same emotions. And
right. Some of y'all youngsters don't know anything about what we're talking about.
If you are under the age of 30, you have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I barely remember. I can't find it anywhere. I don't think I haven't seen it on any streaming services. Or anything.
I do remember that the one of the females characters inside his head was actually the lady who does Lisa's voice on Simpsons.
Right.
Yeah.
It was back. Okay. Yeah, it was on Fox, I think, too. Right.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and I think they're doing an Inside Out show on Disney Plus.
That'd be great. I love Inside Out. It's like a therapy session.
I need to watch part 2. But while I'm on vacation in my robe doing nothing, well, I won't be doing nothing, but I'll be in my robe.
When you going on vacation, so I come to your house and harass you.
Well,
didn't know about the vacation. Didn't know about that. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That man had his vacation time.
Look, he can come over, you know, but
just your vacation friend.
Huh?
I was gonna say, you realize you're oh god, I don't know. We'll talk about this later. I'm just playing.
It was my fault.
No, you good.
Because they'll take me serious. They'll be like, "You're so mean to me."
Yeah.
They just want to see your ass jiggle.
Oh god.
He got a lovely ass, y'all. I'm gonna leave him alone. Okay.
I don't take Greg too seriously.
Please don't.
Yeah. But that was the one. That was the topic I had difficulty with. Just the other one that I guess we sort of mentioned is this idea of thinking that dealing with difficult emotions makes you a weak person.
Oh yeah. I don't like that.
Now I am a victim of that. I am a victim of that, and my physical therapist. That's funny that you brought that up this week. Physical therapist, Kay and I were talking about that Tuesday, Swag, and she was like, "Why are you so hard on yourself? You are awful to yourself." I was like, "Listen, I know. I mean, I am." And Swag tells me all the time, "Why you?" Because that's how I get over the hump. You know what I mean? This is how I am really awful to myself. You know what I mean? But that's what I know how to get where I need to push myself to get to, and I don't know any other way to be. What was the synopsis when y'all brought that topic up?
It was just basically this idea that feelings are meant to be felt, not dealt with, and that we associate a lot of shame on top of the negative feelings. And even though we may know that difficult times, take time to get over, that doesn't make it go any faster.
Right, because the worst thing you can tell somebody who just lost a loved one, time heals all things. Shut the fuck up.
And then you want to strangle them because they said it.
God don't make no mistake. Yes, he did, because he should have took you instead of them.
You know what? I haven't said it before. I said, if I could trade one person for another that's passed away, I would.
Oh my God, yes, Lord. Yes.
Yeah, getting back to the emotions, dealing with emotions make you weak or whatever. I mean, I think that's the reason why a lot of men don't want to deal with their emotions, because they've been taught men are not supposed to cry and men are supposed to be strong, and you shouldn't feel this way, and if you feel this way, then there's something wrong with you. And it's like,
that's what the traits are not around.
That's why I always and I'm not going to stray into politics, but that's why I used to always get mad when people said "Oh, we can't have a woman president because she's so emotional." And every time somebody would say that,
men get?
Have you seen the other guy? That's cool.
Do you know how emotional men
at the drop of a hat? You tell
especially that
hair is combed the wrong way, and he loses his shit. And it's like, come on now, y'all need to stop this. Women being emotional shit, because men get emotional too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Let's check our comments, and Greg, I might need to mute you. You got feedback.
I think that was the last one we. Sammy said, "You talk about witchcraft, but aren't you drinking the blood of Christ at communion, Mr. Catholic? Talk about ritual."
Oh, Sammy,
you're muted. You're muted. Don't worry about it.
Sammy chose violence. Sammy chose violence.
Sammy. Wait a minute. Let me do this, Sammy. You in danger, girl.
All right.
Is that better?
Yeah, that is a little better.
Okay, my noise machine was on. I'm sorry.
Okay.
One, Sammy, you're not worth it. You're not worth it. Anyway. Just
continue on.
Right. What are we doing?
They have people doing tarot card readings on TikTok whenever you want. No, ma'am. No, sir. I don't need none of
that. Paul Thick is in the Drayton Doghouse and no donuts.
And look, when I go to Great House, I want some donuts, by the way.
Where do you get donuts from?
Oh, never mind. We'll talk about it.
Never mind.
You didn't answer a call live. My fault.
Yes, you did. Yeah. I was about to ask, did you get that job when you complain about the jelly donuts? You went to the place that I didn't have. But anyway,
right. Sammy says it's funny. Most Catholics and Christians are so anti-pagan, but over half of practices are a remix of pagan rituals.
Right, because a lot of people don't know is that paganism was actually practiced in the church before they outbanned it or outlawed it or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, paganism was practiced in the church. Yeah,
you're talking about Christmas being the most obvious version.
Yeah, Sammy said Holland's Head was his show. And Yardley Smith is the actress that does Lisa's voice.
Yeah.
And Sammy says, I ain't scared of Greg. You should be. You should be, Sammy.
Oh, God.
Look, this will be like, where's Sammy at? He ain't been over here in a while. Greg will be like, oh, no. He would be upstairs in my guest. I will not. Greg will be like, I have no idea where he is.
Right.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna lock his ass in that motherfucking guest room and put Fox on loop.
Don't make Grandpa.
Right.
Look, I'm trying to do better in my life. I'm just trying to do better.
And that's growth, Greg.
So I was going to bring up some homophobia. We talked about this on Monday, and sort of this idea. Whenever it gets brought up, people have this weird conspiracy theory that the culture is trying to feminize Black men. And one of the things that I said on my podcast was, one of the more difficult things for me to understand and sort of getting out of that mindset of judgmental, mindset is that I can never say that you don't see things the way you see things. I can say that your evidence is wrong. I can say that the things that you're pointing to are wrong, but there's a very consistent theme around these, manosphere podcasters who really do believe that the culture is trying to turn them gay and are really upset about the fucking gay Santa. I don't even think he was trying to pull the thing. I don't know. He was trying to make content, obviously, but I think he was probably genuinely look what they pushing, trying to make everything, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this and I'm just want to say crowdsource this idea with you guys. How or why might people actually be thinking that? If they actually see it that way. And I assume they do. I'm going to play this.
For a Black man, the worst thing to be called Yep. It's gay.
It's gay.
Yeah.
Like the first thing somebody's going to allude to, whether you are gay or not, when they're trying to assassinate your character or get off the highest joke imaginable, they're going gay first.
Gay or snitch. Or broke. Yeah. But
Trying
gay
to figure
being
out-
number one.
Trying to figure out how to make you gay is at the top of that list.
That's a fact.
So it stems from something within our culture. Somehow there's a program to make Black men gay. Like you see it everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
There's an attack on
There's an agenda.
Strong Black men. But who's the attack coming from?
Do you believe there's an attack?
How?
No, I'm asking. Do you believe
Again, that's my answer.
Oh, how?
How?
As people say it, through media, through fashion, through what's acceptable. Because like, if you think about it, back in our generation, we're the exact same age. We didn't see homosexuality. It's been around since the beginning of time, but it was your auntie's friend, your uncle's friend. But now it's more in your face, more acceptable. It's more mainstream, actually trendy.
The world has gotten smaller. We're actually able to see those humans living out their lives.
So here was the thing that I said is that I think people really do believe that, gay storylines are trending. But I just heard a news story this morning, actually, that there was a gay storyline that was removed from a streaming show because they were afraid of the backlash for it. And there wasn't.
Are you talking about the one with the new Disney series? Talking about that one? Yeah, where they removed the transgender storyline. Yeah,
the character is still in it, but their storyline of them transitioning no longer in it. And then, like I was saying, just not too long ago, we were talking about the gay kiss in Gladiator 2 that was removed. Now we don't actually know that it was removed for content. It could have been removed for time, one of the things they said
was because seeing the movie,
I was like,
you still know that Denzel's character fuckable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But the thing about
that's the thing though, they compared that same scene cutting to his role in The Pelican Brief in the 90s, where he and Julia Roberts were kissed, on screen, but they removed it explicitly because they thought it was going to hurt box office sales. Now, so what I'm saying about in Gladiator 2, it may have not just been removed because they didn't say explicitly that was why it was removed. For Pelican Brief, they said that was why it was removed. For Gladiator 2, there were a lot of storylines, and they could have removed it for time. There was no, I should just mention that. However, it would not be shocking if it was because for content.
Yeah, I don't think so. There was a lot going on. They didn't need that. It was just like, fuck. I read 3 hours and 28 minutes long. Shit.
Right. I'm pretty sure that it'll probably end up in the director's cut. But
But I think there is an attack on that kind of stuff nowadays, because especially we see it almost every day now. I mean, look at what's happening in DC. You've got like the world is burning around us, and the biggest thing that they want to complain about are trans women using the bathroom. When they have their own private bathroom and they are making this an issue, it's like that is the new boogeyman of our time. It's like it's an us against them thing, and you got to have somebody to demonize. I mean, every time a new Disney show come out and it's got a gay character or it's got gay themes or something like that, and it fails miserably, it's like go woke, go broke. It's like that's a thing now. And so I do believe that like a lot of people feel like it is a thing that like they think we are trying to push an agenda on people, and people are just tired of it. And it's just like
it's not working, apparently. I know, like
I say it all the time. It's like, you have heard me talk about this. It's like, I did not realize it was so hard for y'all to stay straight, because just the mere mention of gay, and all of a sudden y'all think we're, y'all are, throwing up rainbow flags and shit. Like, come on, that's not how sexuality works, people. But that's they literally think that, and it's just
last night. Just last night, I had to come out in the barbershop. One of the barbers, my barber knows, they go to the other dude. Man, I could tell the sissy a mile away, ain't it, Greg? And sissy this and sissy that. And my barber was like, hey, man, stop. I was like, no, don't stop.
You like me, right?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, well, you know how it is. We work hard out here. You take care of your kids and your grandkids and stuff like that. I said, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been sucking dick since the 90s. And the Clippers went, yeah.
That's when you needed a record scratch, right?
Oh, God.
He was like, oh man, I didn't know you was gay, but you just saying that to unprove my point. No, I can show you porn in my phone. Like, no, I'm like what it is that when they can't peg you, pun intended, when they can't peg you and they can't
identify.
When you don't do hair and you don't do makeup and you're not a wedding planner, you're not into floral, you're not
a flight attendant,
right?
A wedding planner,
right? And sadly, me and the other barber, we've all, because I'm really close to my barber, who's very heterosexual, but we've all had drinks together. If we're talking about kids and grandkids and stuff, that's something I can relate to. I'm not going to automatically jump out and ta-da. And so he stood there and looked at me. He was like, I'm so sorry. I said, no, you're just ignorant. But I knew you was ignorant. So he was like, you were just ignorant to your core.
Yeah.
I was like, what? You just said what you said. And the women in here were looking at you. Your boss was looking at you. And I said, why your chair is never full? Because you're...
and you know what's funny is no,
that's kind of going like you said. It's broke, snitch, gay. That's the hierarchy of black and
right. I did my King Moore, bitch. Don't come for me unless I send to you. Don't. And I said, and I stood up in the shop. I was like, listen, I know y'all scared. I don't want to fuck nobody in the butt. Y'all scared.
And you should have added because you might not watch it.
Right. And I say because none of y'all ain't that cute. I'm telling you, I have taste.
I remember one time I got embarrassed and told me, so you gay? I said, yeah, stay away from me. I said, sir, I don't want you. No, I don't.
And you know what? And there's nothing worse than them to be rejected by a gay man because then they're like, what do you mean you wouldn't? I'm a kid. What do you mean?
I've had that happen too. And I'm just like, so wait, you're mad that I don't want you, but
thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute.
The barber calls me this morning. He was like, Greg, such and such ain't gonna work this morning. Did it kill itself? Great. Let's celebrate suicide in this case. One less. He was like, no, jackass. He was like, you really embarrassed him. I was like, yeah, because you told him to be quiet. He kept going. He thought he was around compadres, and he, I mean, but like, dude, like, I have friends of all sexual orientations. I have trans male friends, trans female friends. All the shit.
Yeah. I was going to tell you that was something I brought up with Devon on Mondays. I was reading this book where one of the characters was a trans man, and he was in that sort of situation in the barbershop where people are talking shit. And I had to read the book twice because they don't mention that he's trans that often. It's sort of just in the subtext and later on, But
is it cute though? I don't know. Is it cute?
I assume it's cute. I don't know. It's a book, But I'm just saying that it was a lot of subtext, a lot of deep sort of like being in the closet, being able to pass, like you were saying. I think that is one of those terms when we talk about like, what are you afraid of?
Yep.
I think they're afraid of people accusing them of being gay.
Right, because there's no demarcation line. You can't tell.
Yeah, exactly. They want to be able to see what homosexuality looks like so that they know that they're a real man. And if that line doesn't exist for them, then they're afraid that they will be accused of being gay. That's the fear.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, it's like in our community, unfortunately, being gay is worse than like being broke or being a snitch. Like that's the worst thing you can be.
Or being a serial killer, or having multiple baby mamas, or being a drug dealer, or being a tax evader, or voting for Trump.
Right, and then this led into a conversation between me and my barber. That he said, "Well, he was like, dude, because he told me the story of how he had to go sneak to go to hair school because some people wouldn't think he was, he had to go to hair school.
Wow. Yeah, I mean that is kind of
like, what the fuck, bro? He was like, yeah, I had to sneak. He said, and my father found out and went ballistic.
Yeah, no, that's a real thing.
I said, you have sensible shoes, but you're not a homo. That's crazy.
Right. My other question is, who was he supposed to go to learn how to be a barber?
Around here, you just go to the shop and you apprentice as a barber.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was really considered gay for a man to go to cosmetology school. Yeah.
And so now the last laughs on him. Now he's a celebrity barber. Charging $500 a head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jokes out, you nigga. You know what I mean? And beautiful wife. Nice guy. Not a homophobic bone in his body. We break bread all the time. He's been to when I was, when I first fell, he would come and cut my hair and my drawers. You know what I mean? Like, because I couldn't put no clothes on. You know what I mean? So, I mean, but Malcolm, I think what is really, and I think, and I'm just going to say this, I shouldn't, what was really saddening about the election, not that she necessarily lost, but it was sad that we're willing to preserve whiteness and all those other things at the sake of our own peril. You know what I mean? We like people just didn't show. I'm not gonna say nothing. They just didn't vote. You know what I mean? It was just like, I'm not gonna say nothing. So you are willing to have your children live in a world that can't stand them for the sake of you just whatever. But so, and I said that to say is that like, I and even from my own sisters, my sister, my oldest sister was like, so what happened to you? I was like,
huh? Wait, huh?
I failed last year. I hurt myself. What you mean? She said, no, she said, I don't really know guys like you would identify as gay. I was like, because you live in a town of 5,000 people. When the people that identify as gay are gay, and that's good for them. I said, but I've lived all out in the world, and people, I know people that have retired from the military. I know people, and it's like the whole thing of black people eating babies, and the black people. Remember back in the day, like, black people have tails. You know what I mean? Like, all gay people don't sleep together. I have never seen Malcolm naked. I don't think, not on purpose. I'm Malcolm. I'm just saying, but they think like all gay people. They think we all doing nasty and bumping. Now most of us are or want to.
I was gonna say there's a.
Let's just put that out there, brother. Your beard looking super cute today. Look at you.
Thank you.
What am I this is beard porn. Wait a minute, hold on.
I remember we were doing
well, come on now.
I was gonna ask, like, do you do your own beard?
Yeah.
No.
I was gonna say, like, he's got to have a beardologist.
I know, beard porn, right?
All hair, beard envy.
I need to find me a beardologist somewhere.
Wait,
I can't do that.
Swag, you can't grow like a big beard.
Not like Devon's. No, this is as good as it gets. Like, I know Devon be using like berries and juices. All glistening and stuff like that.
Next time you come to Atlanta, I'm gonna get you the stuff. I'm gonna get you the stuff. Because you know, us boys in Atlanta, we got the sauce.
That's the secret. It's something in the water.
It's something in the water. But I think about somebody like Malcolm, who's goddamn 6'9.5" and 350 pounds. You know what I mean? And like he just moves through the world, and you would, and
yeah.
And it's like, like say something. He will smash you with one of this nigga wear a size 28 ring. He will smash you with smithereens. You know what I'm saying? Well, say something to think. You will get your ass whooped. That is a big, imposing man. You know what I mean? He might pump up the titties before he go to the club like this. But that's a man. There's a dude. And don't twist it. This nigga will jump out the stoplight and whoop her ass and jump back in the car. Like, I'm late for work. Fucking with this nigga.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? And then, so I thought about. So one day, real quick, Swag and I went into the furniture store. And a lot of people say this, but this woman was just, she was floored. This woman was like, hey, oh my God, are y'all twins? I'm like, bitch, what?
Wait, where'd she get that from?
We walked in the store together.
And the bad thing about it, she was black.
She was black.
I expect that from a white person, but a black woman saying that, I'm like,
girl. She didn't know what to do with it. I mean,
we stopped, and I was like, "Well, fuck it. I guess you feed them long enough to start to look like you. Come on."
Oh God!
I said I can find worse people to look like. Fucking, I'm good. But you know, what I mean, don't you think about it? And then so like it's just like people. But I said that to say like how narrows people's perspective. She saw bright or lighter skin, she saw black glasses, she saw facial hair, and nothing else mattered. The detail of our face didn't matter. So thick, you know what I'm saying? Like the details of who you are don't matter. They just
right.
That is a really good point, though. Like we don't really know the degree to which what people really see, And part of like going back to that idea of words casting a spell or whatever. Part of the way that we form a united reality is by sharing our experiences with one another. And they actually say that this is a problem when you're talking about identifying or witness testimony and things like that, is that when people start talking to each other, our recollection of events start to actually appear to be the same. Like we actually see things very differently, all four of us.
We do.
Yeah, we do. And every single person in the world that you ever meet, they probably see the world in a way that you don't see it.
Well, I'm gonna say this out loud in public. Generally speaking, Swag is right. I mean, like he generally holds. Oh damn, he turned off his camera on that one. I mean, like, and then I have to admit, Malcolm, you have a more enlightened perspective on that because I choose violence. I'm going straight to motherfucking zero. Like right now, I got a text message and I'm seeing like I want to catch a flight to Baltimore so bad.
Oh no.
I gotta work tomorrow. I want to I'm seething. And so then, I'm in my Donald Trump bag. Then now I want to just go scorch earth. I have to say, you have to keep people around you that keep you grounded.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, nigga, where you going with that bag? Come back in here. Don't go there.
And I think that is the other thing about like, having good people around you, because the people around you who you share perspectives with shape your perspective.
Yeah. Michael, can I share real quick about last time we had an episode and what brought you out of that episode? That brought me so much joy. I don't know if we talked about this before, but Malcolm had an episode earlier this year. And what brought Malcolm out of that episode that tethered him to reality, if you will, was the way that I say whore. And so he would be like, say it again. I'd be like, what are you doing, whore? And we spent hours on it. It was so joyous to both of us.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you remember when you came out of it. You was like, oh, I just love it.
Yeah. I think it's true that if you've ever had any experiences with drugs or hallucinations, that you realize that reality is a thing your mind does.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, of course, being in your own head like that is very isolating because you know that you're the only one who sees the world that way.
But dude, that's the one thing you held on. I was just like, the word whore, that made me so happy.
But no, and I think that is my deep philosophical bent seeing, how other people see the world, because I'm like, how are you really seeing this conspiracy? And they didn't say who, because they were saying who of Jews, probably, whatever. some anti-Semitic thing about trying to make, black men gay through the media. Like how does this happen in your head?
Why can't we just love Dick in peace? Why can't we just?
It's like what is the end game to this? I don't know. And then I would love there to be like gay movies all over the place, right?
Malcolm, dude in the barbershop was like, it's all good, but it's just like, dude in the barbershop was like, yeah, they want to feminize us all, and we want to win. And I'm sitting here with goddamn Tom Ford glasses on, right? And motherfucking, my barber's cutting my hair in Gucci shoes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this morning he was like, you know what? Good things and style is something that comes from the gays and women, and that's so you learn things through other cultures and parts of, and I think like I have learned to think about things differently from everybody on this panel. Malcolm has taught me to be a little more philosophical. Swag has taught me to be a little more caring. Thick has taught me how to be a whore. So it's just. You got your body positivity brands on.
Oh, okay. Well, I put it that
way. If I was the body, I'd be like, is that supposed to be a compliment?
The first, let me tell y'all something. If you ain't been to the first Fridays here in Atlanta, please go to what is it? First Friday. What's the name of that club? The leather spot. Come on now.
The Eagle.
Go and that's the first big titty nigga you see at the door shaking it. And I love that for him. Y'all like, not me, nigga. Nobody's not half bad, but not me. I'm like, I'm wearing all kind of clothes. I'm putting on a bomber and some draw. But you learn from your circle and you carry forth, and that's the thing I think Malcolm's idea of M3 was. You wanted to just expand the circle, and even though it was proven at election season, some of our audience don't love us back, but we still love y'all.
Yeah, that was disappointing to say the least, and that men in general have disappointed us.
Oh, but they about to nip a nail. I love it. Yeah. So 10%, like companies are starting to lay off. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Let's get to some comments. I do want to do a call from the Savage Love Cast.
Now, if I wouldn't have showed up, he wouldn't have did it. Go ahead.
I know, right? This is one of those like, oh God.
Sammy says Secret Santa's making a return. Ho ho ho! Bling bling bling.
I do like the bling bling Santa. It was nice.
Sammy says Tank, just suck a dick and get over with. Tell your friend bro job does the dick good. They gonna suck your friend off today.
But bro, you know what though? Tank ain't got no problem with that.
Yeah,
no.
Tank has not a problem with. I know him. He has no problem with it. And we have sat at the same dinner table. He was like, "Look, if I was sucking dick, I would just say it.
Yeah,
it's not my shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? straight men may want to look at their trans person's equipment, to satisfy their straightness.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. A trans man is beautiful.
Yeah.
Am I a good villain? That's not good, D. But go ahead. What's going on? Pearl's Clutch.
Oh god.
Invite your mom. No.
I like my barber and I like to get haircuts. No, we won't be.
Sammy, stop being chaotic.
He is. He's so chaotic.
We love you too. So
I'm telling you, my one friend keep telling me if he was gay that he would be dating. That we would be dating. Okay, I keep telling him, no, nigga. I have standards, and you're low hanging fruit, even for females. Yikes!
You know, I think I want to take that from Greg.
Dick Carter straight.
I mean, Dick Carter straight. I mean, if I am empowering others to accept their bodies, I will take that. I will. However, being a whore is like a whore. I'm like, wait, no.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what, there is nothing wrong with being a whore. You a single man. Listen. Have it dripping down your chin, baby, when you go to work. You got to pay the bill. It don't matter. You have to take the stigma out of things. Listen, you are young. Yeah. You are sexy. Have fun. Like when other people, I'm just gonna go out here and have fun. If you want to be a whore, be a whore. They got docs and prep. Now you can do it. You ain't gotta bring nothing home with you. Yeah. Just run it up. Run it up.
Have good kidneys. That's all I'm saying. You gotta have good kidneys.
Wow, Mom, you are such a fucking joy kill. That's a buzz.
It's like
I am sex positive, but at my core, I'm a romantic. I can't just be giving it to anybody now. I mean,
I think that's
the Titty Jiggle says differently, but I believe you.
No, I totally feel you on that. And that's the thing is that people think that sex positivity and body positivity does not equate to promiscuity. Like once you,
I do not want the world to think I have I love thick like Peter Little Lord. Please do not think I have impressed.
Just take all the lows. I mean, hey, I do have a fantasy. I'm not going to divulge on this because it's not Patreon. But I have a fantasy. But no.
Well, this is the last one I'm going to do, and we were going to then I'll
yeah. You hold that off the Patreon. Go ahead, Malcolm.
No, yeah. So the last one I'm going to do has to do with like some of our bad judgment as gay men, and specifically like us hooking up, and when hookups become more than hookups. Because this is one of my issues with hooking up is that either it's a bad hookup, and why did you do that? Why'd you expend so much energy, put yourself at risk for something that wasn't even worth it? Or worse, that it's a good hookup and you end up, connected to someone who is a piece of shit.
I mean, look, there's a lot of that going on right now with people. I'd be asking people, why do you still hang out with them if they just toxic? The dick is so good. I'd just be like, no.
I think that's what I want to get your guys' opinion on this call from the Savage Lovecast. I'm going to play it here.
Hi, Dan. I am a 36-year-old queer femme type living in New York City. During the dark days of the pandemic in 2020, I met this cop on Grindr. From the beginning, he was very cagey with his information, didn't even tell me he was a cop. There's a lot of stuff that came to light, but he wasn't fully honest, which you don't need to be. But then over time, our relationship developed into lovers, and I would say soft boyfriends, to the extent that maybe we're only seeing each other once or twice a month, but we're pretty much texting every day and checking in each other. In the meantime, I'm staying single, and his story is that he lives way out in Suffolk, he comes to the city for work, and that he is closeted, and he wants to come out someday, but not today. And me as a single person, I'm I don't care, live your life, I'm still living mine, and we love each other, but we're not committed in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so then time passes. It's now been 4 years that we've been like this, a little bit on and off as we get to tips throughout the years, but we're there for each other, and this is a very long-term relationship. Now, we got into a fight a couple weeks ago, just before the election, as you might have guessed, a cop living in Suffolk County I don't think he calls himself Republican, but that's what he is. And the mood was already tense. He didn't show up for me on a bunch of occasions in different ways. So we kind of weren't talking, and it kind of felt like, okay, maybe this is kind of the end for us. This isn't a good moment for us. And in that moment of radio silence, I went and did the tiniest bit of internet sleuthing and discovered that he's not closeted. Actually, he lives with a live-in boyfriend or partner, another gay dude. And then after discovering that, it's like so much made sense and all these pieces fell into place. And I'm like, of course, it's been so obvious this whole time. So then I confronted him about it without revealing my full hand, trying to give him a lot of opportunities to kind of explain himself. And he denied. And now I keep pressing him and he's just not giving me any info. So I feel a bunch of different ways, which is we were kind of reaching the end of the road anyway, but now I feel so unfulfilled and like obviously really like tricked and shocked, but also like a little bit angry, a little bit sad, and not for nothing, but I kind of feel like he owes me an explanation. But I don't want to press him and have him go totally cold and not give me any information. And I also don't want to like show up on his doorstep and destroy his life. And I feel like you're going to tell me just get over it and move on. And why did you let it go on for this long? But kind of here we are. And I don't think that this erases everything that's happened over the past 4 years. Definitely doesn't erase the feelings that we've had for each other. And I think that I'm owed an explanation, and I want to get it without blowing up a bomb in his life.
White privilege.
Get over it and move on.
Right,
like,
exactly.
come on.
That's what I was
Come on.
like, bruh, you said.
Well, at least he's not choosing violence. He said he doesn't want to blow up his life.
Right, but my thing is, you said it was getting near the end of it was fizzing out any damn way. When you found out he had a live-in boyfriend, that should have put the final nail in the coffin. I would have been like, oh, okay, well. If that's the case,
see, that's the problem with feelings, because he has feelings for this man. That's why he wants an explanation.
I get that. I do, and I've been wrestling with something myself, because I have two friends that are in a situation with someone and it's gotten bad to where the point where it's abusive. But I'm like, why are you protecting this person? Because I know you care about them. But there are certain lines where care goes out the window for me. Like when they get abusive, it's like, all the care is just automatically gone.
Exactly.
But
I think there's also something to be said about like time sunk cost fallacy. This idea that you've invested all this time and energy in this person, even though like he said the two of them were single. Like he said he was still single. I don't know. He also uses the term soft boyfriends. I don't know what that
means. Soft boyfriends, whatever that is.
Right.
I don't know. You just created a new term. Like you're in love, but there's no commitment. I'm like, okay.
No, this man owes you nothing, sir.
Right. He does not
like,
owe you anything.
You know, then the boyfriend or the soft top never said like, I want to marry you someday, or I want to live with you, or you know, as Greg likes to say, you know, this is just steak and potatoes here, sir. This is just steak and potatoes.
Or milk and cookies.
If you want to get mad because of that, you didn't peep behind the curtains and you see, oh, okay, this is what's going on. He don't owe you shit. He don't owe you nothing. So I hate to tell you this, but get over it. Move on.
No.
That's how you.
So why do you feel like Ellie Jollin from Kill Bill? You know
what he wants is some magic words that will not color
his
all
ego
of the
is bruised. That's what it is.
This is the ego, but I think it's also all the positive experiences that he had with this man are now tainted by the fact
sexual experiences.
Yeah, they were sexual, but they were also daily contact.
Right.
So, you know, that for 4 years.
So let me tell you, some bottoms out here got a pussy complex. And their pussy complex is, my pussy is so good.
Okay.
It's gonna make him leave home and bring me the TV. Right.
Look.
I think in this case, I think all the positive experiences that he had with this man, he wants to keep. He doesn't want to throw them out, right? And he thinks there are some words that this man could say that would explain why he lied to him.
You are so kind. I just want to let you know that you're.
I mean, he's stupid. And he's a whore.
Yes.
Don't get that. I get that. But I'm also empathizing with him and trying to like see through his eyes what it is he's trying to get. And what I'm telling you, it's like there is nothing. There are no words that are going to salvage memories. It's just not, you know.
So come closer, America. Let me tell you what he wants. You ready? Malcolm, come closer, friend. Listen. When he wants the dick, he don't want to buy the dick. He wants to lease. He wants to lease the penis.
Right. But that's what he was. He's like, I don't even, because you know what? It's one thing when he found out about the live-in boyfriend, he didn't even say, oh, he didn't say that was a deal breaker. He didn't say nothing. He was like, it's like he was accepting. Okay, you have a live-in boyfriend and you're not closeted. Okay, I'm cool with that.
He also mentioned that he's a Trump supporter.
Oh, yeah. God. See, you know what? I'm done.
That man has hit his oblong ghana. He has lost his mind. That's it.
As soon as he said, I'm done. But you know what? He's
cheating Trump supporter.
He's okay. What he's saying is he's okay with sharing. He okay with sharing as long as he's still getting the dick. He will share it. He okay with that.
But you know that's all people. That's all.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of people. I know.
You know, I'll be like, no, I'm not available to blow your back out and rearrange your ribs. I don't care.
Tonight.
You can fuck me in the car.
Or we can go to the park.
Krispy Kreme. You can fuck me over there. You can fuck me everywhere. I'm like, Gail, because
I totally expect them to be like, you know what? We could do it. We could be in a polyamorous relationship. I could just move in with y'all, and he can have me on. You can have me on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I have you on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and on Sundays it's just free for all.
Right? It'll be like SZA. You got him Monday through Friday. I just want to
That's kind of what it sounds like, right? Like, how far is Suffolk from New York? What's the commute
by
like?
Train, it's an hour.
It's about an hour. Okay, it's not that bad. Okay.
It is because it's some butt in Suffolk. Yeah. No. As someone who had,
I thought it was worse than that. I thought it was like a couple hours, but
it could be if something break down on the
right.
You know what I mean? Or the Long Island Railroad, which it all see. Here's the thing. I mean, not to get into New York commute business, but the Long Island Railroad is always fucked up. So an hour commute is always 2 hours, 3 hours. Like New York and Atlanta are similar, where you can't hold people to time.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
You just can't be like, and that's why, some jobs just 100% remote, because that way, bitch, you come in from the kitchen. You can't be on time. There
was a pile up in the hallway.
I tripped over the dog, and then, so much.
Right.
Malcolm, I really, I think, and as the older I get, I think we all try to make it excuses for our sex addictions. We get addicted to dick, and we get addicted to ass, and so I had a long talk. Check out. Oh, I got a new show for y'all. It's coming. This is good. So, because I was talking to somebody who they're addicted to the attention. Yeah, they don't necessarily want to fuck. They just want to have starters with several people, like what your name is and what your name is and what you do. As soon as they may have a date or two, and that's it. And so, and then they try to tell me, oh, Greg is like steak and potatoes. Liar, it's not, because you are getting your fix from these starter relationships.
Right.
And you're just like, oh, wow. He likes me. And what it comes from is that they grow up as an ugly duckling. But as gay men, I think we need to dig into, I blame the church for black men. I do. I think I blame the church for a lot of, you can't be yourself. That's what happened with the AIDS and HIV epidemic. You can't be yourself. You can't do this and you can't do that. You can't be masculine. You got to be, you got to jump out. You got to go do hair. All this stuff. And what it is, and especially now that, like I was joking with Thick, you can go out and have sex with impunity. You can take doxy prep and not get syphilis. Back in my day, you were scared to go out there and get that shit. Get that forever syphilis and all that other shit, and the motherfucker, you dripping and pussing and looking at your drawers, and you know what I'm saying, you're like, what in the fuck? You know, and so these kids ain't afraid of nothing. So they all here just busting it wide and dropping it low. Just nothing. They are afraid of nothing. So I wanted to ask you the question, which is what brought me here tonight. What do you think is gonna? What does a future look like when that kind of behavior? What is our relationships are gonna go by the wayside? We're just gonna have one big hodgepodge of fuckery.
You know, the funny thing is, like, I'm listening to some lectures about like the Harlem Renaissance, the Jazz Age, or whatever. Honestly, it feels like history repeating itself. Honestly, like when these young men came out of New Orleans and went to Chicago, what do you think they did? They went down the stroll, fucking all the time. I mean, just like they just had whores on tap every fucking night. You know what I'm saying? Right. This is nothing new. You know, it is not. And
we were in the roaring, but we were in the roaring 20s. Now we about to have the Great Depression. 30s are going to be. That's what happened in the 30s and the 1900s.
It is true, though. Yeah, in 29 when the stock market crashed. Yeah, the early 30s.
You talk about sex addiction. Y'all see that video on Gay Magazine's website where the guy he said I was only supposed to do 1 year in prison, but I did all 3 because all the dick I had in there was so good. Prison was fun for me.
I know.
I've heard that.
Wow, you said prison was fun
because he wants the dick.
Oh my god! We need to get to Patreon, so let's get some comments in before we
go. Let's see, where were we? Sammy says, stick to my rule, you never catch feelings. I come, you leave. That comes shit leads to what if.
Oh, Sammy, you want nothing more than a white husband with a big check, please.
But this is my thing. I think that leaves you worse off. I mean, and I'm not saying you in particular, I'm saying every one of us. When we deaden ourselves to not catch feelings,
I don't think it's deadening yourself. I just think you have to keep a perspective, a reality. Like this man or person or whatever came over for this reason. We did the reason and they left. I mean, it's all about your perspective. You have to keep in mind your perception of reality. The reality is there was no dating, there's no relationship talk, there's none of that. It's let's hook up, let's do this, and we bounce.
But what if the feelings come knocking? That's the point I'm getting at. It's like,
okay, I get it.
And you can't let them in because that was the reality that you chose. I feel like there's a part of your soul that is getting snatched, basically. Like you are,
or being denied something you really want.
Yeah, I mean, there's a part of you like that you are purposefully cutting off from you. You know, I don't know. I could be wrong, but
what?
I think
I get it.
I
stepped away from it. What's with another Damien? Don't worry about that. It was satire comedy. Don't worry about that.
Greg, I know if I can trust the words of an inspiring whore, I can trust what Thick says. He owes his hoism.
See, that's what I'm trying to say. You gotta own your shit. Whatever your shit is, I told the motherfucker, if I just want steak and potatoes and if you know, if Thick want to shake his tatas, just live in your truth. And I think that's downstate New York shit is beneath me. We upstate here on our own problem. Yeah, y'all gotta climb through all that goddamn snow to go get some sex.
I was gonna say it's gonna be rough in the next couple months. Yeah,
I mean, there was that time I was shaking my ass in the jockstrap of the Eagle in support of She-Hulk, but you know, I was doing that for support of She-Hulk.
Sure, Thick, sure. Nate James says, with the advent of the pills that prevent STD, physical illness, or replaced by mental illness, it's already here.
Yeah.
I never fell for a trick, and today isn't going to be the first day for it. Amen. Trick pussy ain't no good pussy like that pussy. Right.
That's true. If you are going to trick, please, I guess, like you were saying, Devon, have the right mind. Yeah.
Just take care.
Go get a pap smear. Go get a pap smear.
All right, we're gonna get on Patreon soon, but I always like to leave us with something positive, funny story. But yeah, if you'd like to support us, go to patreon.com/manmedia-mind, become a patron. You get access to the after shows, my podcast early on Monday. I'm going to take a week off, though. I'm taking Christmas off, so. But we'll have new episodes in the new year.
I'm off next week. I'm trying to think where I'm going to be at Monday.
I am too. I'm off.
Nobody asked you.
You asked me earlier.
I said,
well, you know what? If both of y'all are off on Monday, maybe you can do a midday Monday show with Greg and Devon.
Yeah, give me a week off.
I'm doing other things with my talent.
Well, I try.
It's all. I'm back on the 20th. I'm going to town, and I'm back.
We need. Oh, okay.
All right, so
hold on, but like Monday's the 30th, right, or whatever. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. We can do that Monday.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Have what he's having. If he looked my woman right in her eyes right now, he could take a look at this damn hair. Look, this horse know he fine. This is the most popular. You can't even sit at the table with this damn horse, and he hops up like, walk this way. You could tell this horse was a problem. His mama told him, don't you sneak out this stable past 9 o'clock, and he was in them streets. This is the pusher man of war. I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm that girl.
Oh, this is so cute. We love it. They're adorable.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Who got that dog on?
Just like the ones I used to know.
What the?
It's a robot table.
Oh, wow.
I don't want none of that shit in my house.
Wow.
It'll follow you around.
That's creepy.
It is.
And then he tapped it and it goes and puts itself up.
Wow.
Elphaba, Glinda. Elphaba, Glinda.
Okay.
I'm a witch.
And I'm a witch.
But which is which?
Well, here's the sitch.
We were roommates back at school.
Elfie's awkward.
Glinda's cool.
We were strangers.
That's no lie.
But now we're besties. Ride or die.
Armadillo, yeah.
Aww.
That is a big fucking cat. Yeah.
Aww.
You gonna eat that motherfucker for a snack and make
Okay.
already.
Like blue and peaches, don't they?
What is happening?
Yeah.
Freaky.
He's like best friends.
Must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch.
Can't stop, won't stop, bad boy. Always upgrading from my last one. I don't f*** on Risha, Keisha, and Joy. And I ain't tripping if you enjoy. I was locked 23 and 1. Now I bought like 23 and 1.
Turn it on.
Built this cat like a cat apartment.
I've been getting busy.
Go to hell.
It's a cat with an owl.
One of these things is how like the other. Oh. Ow. Ooh. Ow.
Oh, a dollar. He called a hospital.
Oh.
Look at this.
Oh, that was a lot. No, not Snickers.
Snickers.
You know what?
Rice Krispie treats. Yeah.
That might actually be good.
Yeah.
Snickers Rice Krispie treat. Wow. Okay. Oh no.
I can see. I can taste the diabetes.
Okay.
I'm gonna put ice cream to go.
My blood sugar is raising now just looking at all this. Wow. Oh, that is good.
Butter.
Teeth are going to divorce your gums. All this.
Yeah, that'll fuck you up right there. But yeah, come back. We're gonna do Patreon in just a second, but make sure to come back tomorrow evening for the Diggler Digest. He's doing it tomorrow, right?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Okay, and we're doing a rerun on Saturday.
Allegedly, I'm trying to get with Sway so we can do the year end thing.
Okay, we'll have something on Saturday at noon. We will.
Somebody will be somewhere doing something. So y'all just
and make sure to come back Sunday for the Blurred Council. I'm sure the Superman trailer drops tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it sure does.
If I do, I said our last show was last Sunday, but I'm kind of reneging. I might do something by myself. I'll let somebody else want to join, but I don't know yet. Depends.
Yeah, I think I want to take a break from Monday. I need to take a break.
Yeah, you can take a break from Monday. That's fine.
But yeah, so this Monday we won't be, but the 30th we'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can be.
And then the Swag Suite, are we off for next week as well?
Why don't we just all take the week off?
Yeah, let's take the week off.
Yeah, we all take the yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate you guys.
I love that programming decisions on the fly. Do it. Let's go.
Thank you for being here. We'll catch you on the other side.
Thank you.
Find the video. Oh, that's the wrong video. Here we go.
Okay, I got a quick. Y'all ain't get the whole call, did y'all? When I picked the call up.
No.
No,
I think
we muted you when you started in. So
yeah, at first I think Devon thought you were joking. I was like, no, he's taking a work call.
I said Krispy Kreme customer service. Like, wait.
Yeah, no. But I was about to joke, and I guess I did. Be like, did you get the job when you went and
No, actually, we do about 14, 15 different companies.
Right. It just happened to be.
Yeah, Bojangles, Krispy Kreme, Chick-fil-A, believe it or not. Wendy's, McDonald's.
What? impossible thing could somebody say about the Lord's chicken? I can't believe that.
Boy, let me tell you something. This old woman coming on that school going, they ain't worrying about the Lord being close to bed. They're worrying about the taste of this old greasy ass chicken.
Lord have mercy.
Wow.
They think this goddamn chicken is a second coming.
Oh,
I'm
man.
the system has been down at Krispy Kreme for like a month and a half. So they can't get their rewards and shit. People are losing their mind.
Oh no.
They can't get my.
You're ready to say the system was down, so they're giving away free donuts.
No. The call goes like this. I can't get my birthday donuts as diabetes set in.
Oh my God.
Problem. Right, they're getting in the big toe sawed off as we speak. Birthday donuts.
Even wants to know, can anybody suggest a good beer conditioner?
Yeah, I had one in the bathroom. I just can't think of the name of it.
I had one. Actually, let me see if I can find a picture of it. I found one that's.
I use Essentials, honey, something.
I don't put it in my hair enough.
Something. I'm still trying to learn how to sleep in a bonnet.
Yeah, he can be a little rough. For me. I'm a rough sleeper, so mine often comes off in the middle of the night.
I can recommend Scotch Porter's leave-in beer conditioner.
I use Scotch Porter.
Yes.
Okay.
And also I use Scotch Porter and Shea Moisture in my beard.
Okay.
Yes. We know, and you also use something else too.
You know what? You nasty bastard. Nasty bastard. But I will not deny that I haven't had some streaks in my beard before. I will not deny that at all.
We're gonna have a new problem. We're gonna call it Cumby.
Not Cumby.
Oh goodness.
What was that black stuff back in the 70s? What was it? It was a whole black beauty line. It was called something. Go ahead.
I was saying this is the one that I used recently. It's like a shea butter.
The Cantu? The Cantu's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the smell of Cantu.
Yeah. That's why it smells really good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I stole some beard cologne from my barber last night.
Mm-hmm.
I feel everything.
You want to steal a cat?
He told me last night. He's like, "You're never going to pay for anything else."
Well, Greg will steal your cat. Watch out now.
Yeah, me and T'Challa gonna run away in the middle of the night.
Well, I keep telling Greg, I'm like, if you really think you can take T'Challa all the way back to Atlanta and it just be like smooth sailing, good luck to you, brother. But I can't even get this cat to the
bar. It'll be good for me
for 5 minutes without him wailing like I am murdering him.
When is his next vet visit?
Actually, he's overdue. I need to go ahead and schedule one. And actually, there's a vet right down the street from me, so that would be great.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna hold him next time to see when he let me hold him and take him to the vet.
Good luck with that. He probably would do it for Greg though. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. So I had some. So my buddies Joe and Portia came over. So Joe has seen this TikTok where people say that if you go up to a cat and go like the cat will come to you. I have tried that with a child. It don't work. Joe comes in this house, goes ran right to him. I said, "You just hate me, don't you?" Like, people just come into this house and you love on them. I'm like, feed you, I provide shelter and stuff, and you just hate.
Swag, you were just the proprietor. That's all. All you do is you provide.
Stay here.
You provide food and shelter. That's all you're good for.
Wow.
And heat, because when he wants some warmth, he knows how to get on my lap. Which Black Santa is in the house. I finally got it.
Black Santa.
That thing is creepy. That thing is creepy.
Creepy. He's adorable. What are you talking about? Look at this.
Look at Black
He is
Santa.
so cute. Look at that.
That's
got
Black Santa.
the hood pulled over his eyes. Like, he's adorable.
That's George Clinton.
Look, oh my God! Look at this. This is so funny. Look at he is staring at.
He is side-eyeing that motherfucker.
He's like, you better get that thing away from me.
T'Challa.
He's like, go ahead with that bullshit, bro.
He is staring it down like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think I agree to this. Oh my God. Lord have mercy.
But yeah, I was thinking about that what was it, the history lecture that I was listening to?
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about this this particular suit that jazz musicians wore back in the day. There was called like a zoot. Like there was a suit where they put
zoot suit, yeah.
The zoot suit.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't I don't know what I thought about it. Like how there was literally a riot about the zoot suit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He said,
I honestly never heard of it before. Like
really?
Yeah.
Zoot suits were a thing back in the day. You had that wide brimmed hat and those big square shoulders, tapered down waist. Yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing.
That was funny.
And how dare you, Sammy, tell me quit trying to go above my grade level. How dare you, sir? Oh God.
So yeah, that's the thing has been giving me actually a lot of comfort or weird comfort to say that, you know, our history is fucked up. But yeah, like there was apparently a riot in LA, the Zoot Suit riots, apparently, where people were
that I've never heard of.
Me either.
Yeah, so apparently there was it was just became a thing, and they saw a black person in a zoot suit, they would assault them, take their suit off. And eventually it spread into a full-fledged riot. I think it was I don't remember the year, but it's probably like in the 20s. But
I could imagine that because I mean it was sort of kind of like a status symbol.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you had one, like, you know, that was like having a Cadillac or something. It's like, oh, you got a zoot suit? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I can see that happening where people be like, oh, you think you trying to be like us, huh?
Yeah. I was just like a riot started over a suit. It's just like what?
That's crazy.
Let's see if I can look it up. The zoot suit riots.
Oh Lord, Malcolm, I'm looking at this video you just posted of the dog and the snapping turtle. Oh my God, I know that poor dog.
But I think it was so funny. I was gonna put that in the video, but I couldn't find the two to juxtapose. How the cat just slipped out of it, you know, and the dog was nope, you're not a cat.
Demon says 1943 for the zoot suit riots.
Oh wow, 43. Okay.
And yep, Cab Calloway was famous for wearing his. And it's no different than people jumping folks for Jordans or starter jackets. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
There's a good point.
Yeah, there was. Yeah. That's right there. But yeah, I was just like, I don't know how that's comforting for me to read about the fact that there were so many riots that I've never heard of, and like, you know, civil unrest is kind of normal. In fact, you know, like, yeah,
it's scary.
Yeah. So we live in very good times by comparison. Really.
Oh, have y'all seen that video of the deer crossing and one of the deers got hit by a car?
No.
But my friend captioned it when we know which reindeer won't be a set of sleigh days.
Oh no!
It's wrong.
So cold. Oh gosh!
Shame.
Oh my God!
That was another thing history-wise. I'm starting to realize that Christmas, our modern conception of Christmas was almost completely designed by retail stores like Macy's and Montgomery Ward. Like.
Oh Lord! Speaking of which,
Mm.
so there's this guy who put out a video saying, it's the whole like there's an attack on Christmas because people say happy holidays. He says, but we don't say that for Thanksgiving, and we don't say that for New Year's, and we don't say that for Valentine's Day, and we don't say that for the 4th of July. And I'm just like, see, this is why people don't like y'all. I'm like, because y'all are purposely being like vague. Like, of course nobody does that. It's like, because none of those other holidays are attached to a religion.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why we say happy holidays, because I can't look at you and tell whether you celebrate Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or winter solstice or nothing at all. So it's just kind of like I said, it's the all lives matter whenever we say Black Lives Matter, and y'all are familiar with that term. So have it.
All holidays matter.
Right, all holidays matter.
Oh god, that's pretty good.
I'm just like, see, that's why sometimes I just don't. There's certain Christians I just want to, because it's like,
yeah,
you know better.
Funny thing is that Christmas
something
is such a secular holiday that it's celebrated in non-Christian countries.
Mm-hmm.
Even if there's because there's usually at least a small Christian minority in most countries anyway, but
right.
It's just also fun. It's just fun to like give gifts and chill with the homies. Like, what's the downside? I don't get it, but
right.
But I mean, it's an obviously made up, culture war thing. So.
Right. I don't think Greg has broken into Tick's house, so can you confirm?
No.
Oh, that's funny.
Is it the one where they went to the roof? Wait, the deer?
Yeah.
No,
I think that's what he's talking about.
It was 5 actually, but it was 5 deer crossing the road. 1, 2, 3 made it. The 4th one didn't, and the 5th one went the other direction. It was like, I'm gonna try down here. Not what you got hit at.
Yeah.
Yes, in Japan, yes, Christmas is real big. Yeah,
yeah, it is.
So much so that they make a point. I watch Crunchyroll, and sometimes like it'll be a Crunchyroll series can take forever to complete. But like they'll have like Halloween episodes, they'll have Christmas episodes. It's like okay.
What's even funnier is people who celebrate Christmas in Australia, and it is in the middle of summer, and they will have fake snow and sleighs. Like, it makes no fucking sense. Like,
right,
it's 103 degrees outside, and y'all are talking
right.
About what the fuck? It's the middle of summer in one of in the world's hottest places on earth.
True enough.
Oh god.
Lord have mercy.
But yeah, I mean, that's the power of Christmas, that they will have them. Some poor sap is dressing up like Santa in the middle of summer in Australia. Like, oh god.
I'll feel for you, man. in that heavy ass suit.
Yes.
In the beard and the hat. Oh, yikes.
Oh god. I think I wish I had gotten this a remix or a montage of children afraid of Santa.
Oh my god, those are the best.
They really are. This one little girl, she just was like shaking the whole time. She's like,
yo.
Oh god.
I saw this one video. It was a black family, and they had somebody dressed up as the Grinch. Coming to the house, these children were terrified, screaming at the top of their lungs. I'm like, why are you traumatizing those babies? What is wrong with y'all?
Nah, I remember the ones around Halloween where the one kid when there was and Freddie popped out the brother being hauled ass. He said,
"No, not Freddie."
Yeah, those are pretty fun too. I think I saw one where this girl fainted, jumped up off the ground, and ran. He lost consciousness first. Whoa! He just jumped up and ran. I was like, damn. But she only lost consciousness for like 2 seconds. It was so cute.
I remember this one time my sister went to show my niece a scary movie. She said, "I want to watch a scary movie." I said, "No, if you have nightmares, don't come into my room. Don't do it." And lo and behold, she have a nightmare. I said, go to your mama. I ain't the one. But it was so scary. Tell your mama it was scary. She didn't want to. I didn't know.
Right.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the broadcast.
All right.
Catch you guys later.
All right.
Thank you.